Hello and good evening, everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome to Redwood RC. It's me, Redwood. And what do we have here? We have the Qidi 560 Maule. I bought this little guy off of Banggood over the summer. Flew it a few times on a 1S 500 milliamp battery, and it flew for 5 minutes, which was surprising. But I didn't like it. First issue was I tried to set up an S-bus receiver in the port and it wouldn't work. So I chucked that idea out the window. Jumped on YouTube, found a video, and somebody in the comment found the proper protocol for the Radio Master T16. So I wound up going that route. And what I noticed was that the servos didn't have much throw, so I chalked it up to the 3 flight modes, which I couldn't get set up properly, I don't think, on the T16, and it was always in a stabilized mode. No matter what you did, it was always in a stabilized mode, and I think the stabilized mode was holding the full deflection of the servos. So again, this little board here was the original board, and you've got your DSM and your S-bus port, these 2 little ports right here for your LEDs, aileron, elevator, and rudder, throttle right there, of course. And this is all in one. There's your battery lead. But again, it was I guess holding the plane back, holding the it is a trainer plane. I guess with the 3 flight modes on it, it's basically you could use it as a trainer plane. But the plane flies so well, you don't really need those 3 flight modes. Maybe on a windy day, if you're flying on a windy day, but other than that, you don't really need those 3 flight modes because it slows down and flies slow, loops, rolls, So I'm hoping with this new venture on swapping out everything, it'll work better. So originally, I had bought these guys. All right, it's got I don't know if the whole thing is metal gear, but it has a metal output gear. And I bought those guys to replace those guys. But when I pulled the whole little, that's a whole little board in there. See it? The little white thing that they're mounted to. When that whole little thing came out. But when I tried to mount the servos to it, it wasn't long enough. It wouldn't fit from screw hole to screw hole. So I tested the servos. I plugged in, I plugged them into a receiver, an frsky receiver, which had the same plug setup, which is the Pt.1 1.25, I believe it is. But anyway, I tested the movement of the servos, and it was like quadruple the movement of what it was with the all-in-one board. So I put them back in. I just got to glue it back in and hook everything back up. But I threw it back in there. And I didn't put that back in, the little board there, because I didn't like the hole in the middle. So I'm going to double side tape the receiver down to that little piece of poster board, foam board, whatever you want to call it, that I glued in there, cut out and glued in there. I'm going to glue that down. So this should be a fun little plane. I just got to make a few orders. So this was one of my projects besides the F-35 Lightning build that I'm doing, winter build. So this was another little project. So while I wait on a new fan unit to show up for that, because I wanted to go 70 millimeter and it's not going to work. So that project is on hold right now. Let me get this project done. It's super simple, super easy. I just got to order that 1.2S ESC, and I think I'm just going to clip the motor wire, use the put the ESC down there, put the battery lead through, use this same plug to connect to that receiver, and go from there. Get a couple of test flights in. So I'm hoping that this servo moves a whole lot like the other two did, and see what this thing can do when it's not restricted. All right. The other little thing I like about this is the little pop-off hood thingy you got here. This thing is pretty cool. Just pop it right off. You can get right in there. And that's why I'm putting the ESC in there, because you can get right to it once you pop that off. But stay tuned. All right. Like and subscribe. Redwood RC. Stay tuned. Later, guys.